Welcome back, guys. We're back with another video that involves the main characters being reincarnated into another world. But this time, there's a twist in it. We'll be talking about the manga where the main characters are reincarnated as monsters, from spiders to dragons to even a weed. These manga are full of mind-boggling stories. Number 10. Behemoth's Pet. Our MC in this manga is Tama, who used to be an ordinary human. One day, he got reincarnated into a fantasy world full of elves and as a cat. But there's a twist here. In the fantasy world, his true form is not a cat but an extremely powerful monster, a behemoth. Tama is quite lucky as he gets to hang out with a beautiful elf girl named Arya who also happens to be an adventurer. This manga is really interesting and I'd recommend you to read it. Number 9. Tensai Kyukatsuki Senwa o Hirun ga Shitai. Please take care of me. We have another manga with a huge name. This one tells us the story of a boy who was given the option of being reincarnated as a vampire after he died. He doesn't really want to let his life end just yet, so he accepts the offer of getting reincarnated as a vampire named Argento Vampire. However, he must live as a girl now. He is given enough skills to survive, but no weapons. His life as a female vampire begins, but all he wants to do now is to sleep. The story of this manga sounds really fun. Number 8. Der Werewolf. The Annals of Fate. Our protagonist in this manga got reincarnated as a werewolf magician who also becomes the vice commander of the Demon Lord's army. His name is Vado. Vado was able to capture a frontier city and was in charge of protecting it at all costs. As Vado used to be a human before, he knew very well how humans felt, and now that he's a monster, he could also relate with all the monsters. Despite being seen as someone very respectable and fierce, Vado has to face hardships every single day. He's trying his best to create a balance between humans and monsters and carrying out his duty perfectly as the leader of the demon army. However, how long will he be able to keep everything balanced before it all crumbles down? Number 7. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. This one sounds really interesting from its title. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling tells us the story of a boy who died and got reincarnated into a new world. Usually, when a character gets reincarnated into a fantasy world, they're given superpowers or some skills that help them survive. But our MC in this manga got reincarnated as a dragon egg with no arms or legs. He finds himself in a forest that is surrounded by deadly beasts, but he has some hope of living as he will hatch one day. After hatching, he'll grow into an overpowered dragon, and for that, he must train hard and try to survive as long as he can. Number 6. Reincarnated as a goblin. But do you have questions? Our first entry is a Japanese comic whose story revolves around a man who was living a simple life. But things do not remain as simple as they were when our MC was reborn into another world as a goblin. Yes, he is a goblin now, and the story becomes even more interesting when our monster main character comes to know that the duration of a goblin's life is not more than 7 days. However, this was not the case for our MC because he was given a longer life. The whole storyline follows the adventures of our MC as he defeats other goblins throughout his journey.